Hello, my fun traveler family. Welcome back to our channel, Fun Getaways. Get ready, get your snacks, sit back, relax, and enjoy our tour of Rome. This is one of our excursions that we selected during our cruise on Allure of the Seas. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe.
I'm talking crazy. I need you running my space, but I need it, baby. I'm late, but I still can check in with you.
Other ones, always. Today, I want to introduce our gladiator of the day. Are you ready? Big man called Paolo. Shall we say buongiorno, Paolo?
Buongiorno, Paolo.
There we go. Paolo say buongiorno to everybody. And now, my dear, welcome to, you know the name of this place? Civitavecchia. Can you repeat after me? Civitavecchia. I'm surprised. The very first time they just someone say Civitavecchia in a perfect way. Mamma mia, Civitavecchia. Nopo, which one is the city that we are talking about today? Istanbul. Bravi, when you go to Istanbul, in the past it was Constantinople, okay? And exactly that the emperor stayed. And when they came to Italy, but Italy was not called Italy by the time because we were like, different kind of portions, still part of the Roman Empire. They were staying in Milan or in Ravenna. Ravenna is close to Bologna. You know Bologna, my dear? Tower. Michelangelo came, and guess what happened? He projected the Dome of St. Peter, the same that we're going to see today, modified just a tiny bit by some other artist. And then, what did happen? After he started painting the Sistine Chapel. Have you been to the Sistine Chapel? Not yet. One day you have been. Fantastic. When? Recently? 7 was already cleaned up. See, okay, thanks God. Now, my dear, you have to come back just to admire the fantastic chapel, okay? Something beautiful, eh? In Civitavecchia, look at that. What did happen later? So, during the time, the artists were working in Rome, and the Pope called Bramante, an architect very famous, in Civitavecchia. But poor guy, he was very old, and after a little while, unfortunately, he died. For Romans, they had villas, no? Villa rustica, that means the countryside villas. And exactly here was passing parallel to this. This is the modern Aurelia Road. There is the ancient Aurelia Road, where we had, was connecting Civitavecchia, something happened. Romans had also tombs. Why the tombs were never built into town? Any idea? Give me 3 reasons why they should never have a tomb into the walls, especially when we had the peak of the population, like a 1 million and a half after Augustus. Bravissimi, there was a blast. Ooh, spirits, they talk, especially, the pagans. They had the souls of those people, they could not pass, the river. Which river? No, the river of the death. Edens, okay? Edens, okay, they could not pass to the other side. They had to just wait. And where they were waiting? Around. That's why Romans were placing coins in the mouth of the dead people, because they had to pay the gods, sun gods, okay, to go to the other side of the river. Are you with me? So never ever. And exactly in the same places where they had the necropoli, later on, after the first, at the monumental tombs, they are in some places, but unfortunately, sometimes, that Rome is a kind of lasagna. What make lasagna? Layers. When we start an excavation, you can find ruins all over, my dear. That's why we need archaeologists next to the workers anytime. Otherwise, you cannot inside the second last. Okay? We're gonna be in the square soon. Now, leave everything you don't need, my dear, on the bus. Take with you an umbrella.
Good morning, my fun travelers. We are here in Rome on our second tour. And we are in this cool little place where the big buses can park. And as we get ready to walk around, let's go see what Rome offers.
Bandits! No, we like.
All right, my fun traveler family, this was the first shop that we got the opportunity to walk around and shop a little bit. And also, this is one of the places where you can actually use the public bathroom at no cost. So this was a beautiful shop. It had a lot of beautiful little items in here, but it was quite pricey. We're going to come back again and I'll show you a little bit in the video. Our second round of the shop, it is 2 levels, but this is what the first level. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some of the beautiful items that they had in the store. The nuns.
They're not going to want to be associated.
A ver si ahorita nos seguimos en el tren.
Look at those people. All right, you guys, we're walking toward the center town of Rome, where the Vatican is, and it is very crowded. We have Charles, King Charles, and Camilla, his wife, here visiting the Pope. So it's more people than normal. But as you can see, look at all those folks behind us. Jeez. But we will try to make the best out of it today. I'm gonna take y'all guys with me. Is the Vatican. Oh, is it?
It's sending me a thing.
Look at the traffic down
Just wait till you try and fix them.
Oh man, I can imagine. Just the maintenance on them is crazy. Them in the BMW.
There's people waiting for him to come out.
Genius with this.
Are these olive trees?
Go. The same bar where we were before, the same place. Okay.
All right, my fun traveler family, we are back in the shop for a second round before we get back on the bus there. The king and queen was in town to visit the Pope, so that's why some of the crowd was a little heavier than normal, and also we couldn't quite walk in the courtyard area because that was blocked off. But this is the second part of the shop here. Upstairs, they had a lot of beautiful paintings, a lot of beautiful prints that you can purchase. And one of the young ladies, she was having a little bit of a rough day, and I was nice, and we had great conversations, and she thought I was kind, and she gifted me a beautiful bracelet. So it do show sometimes if you're just kind and nice to people, sometimes how you can get blessed.
Problem, plug. You know, the plug in the past was quite every single day something happening. In the 1400, the plug was very big, and the Pope started to pray the Lord, say, please stop the plug. We don't have any more people around. From 1.5 million, they ended to be like 50,000, nothing. So they were all killed. At this point, in his dream, something happened. He had this kind. It was the Archangel Michael. Guess, after 2 days, the plague stopped. In just for say thanks to the Archangel Michael, he just decided to have the angel on the top of the castle, his fortress. You know, the popes could stay inside the fortress for 2 years without exit. And look at the Tiber River. Finally, today is embanked, but in the past, when we are talking about the ancient Roman time, everything was at the same level, and there was a problem or not. They made the Rome like and then we have the last Pope King, was Pius IX. Okay, he was there, and he shut himself into the walls. He say, from now on, I'm a prisoner of Italy. Oh, who did come here? The Savoy family, kings, coming from north of Italy, from Turin Bridge. In front of us, can you see the statues representing angels? There was another greatest artist. They also projected and made the sculptures in St. Peter Square, where we were before, Bernini. Bernini was sculpting all those sculptures. There are 8 angels plus St. Paul and St. Peter. And if you see at the top, there are people. If you come back, don't miss the opportunity to visit St. Angel Castle. There is a fantastic, you can see, look, can you see the one where the trees are? For the night, all those cafes, and the best 5 stars luxury hotel, they are around. For example, this one, now that you can see visible, this next to us, but this one on the left hand side is the Hotel Excelsior. Still today, the stars are coming, and they want to stay in the Villa La Cupola. There is a dome on the top. One room that you pay, you know how much for a day? 15,000 euros. Don't worry, breakfast will be included. King, of course, Margherita, she was living there when she was widowed, okay? She lost her husband, and she started to living in this palace, Margherita Palace. Nowadays is the embassy, US embassy. Okay? Margherita pizza, we back to the Margherita later on. So, very, very nice place, isn't it? At the back, the Hard Rock Cafe, in case you're coming back in Via Veneto. Now we left Via Veneto, we're taking the streets. Look around, can you motorcycle around, because the Vespa was very, very popular during the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. After, we just were using the scooters, this kind of a motorcycle. They are looking like a Vespa, but we donate one of the side of the thermal bath by Michelangelo. Michelangelo, in honor of Roman, didn't touch a stone. He reused the plan that he had before. He just changed the interiors and transformed in a church. You have to imagine this area, my dear. When you go in a spa, what are you looking at? Hot thermal water. You want to stay in a pool, hot water with a calidarium, mild water, tepidarium, cold water, frigidarium. You might receive a massage. That is the very big train station of Roma. It's the most important, Termini. So if you remember, Termini train station is the one. And the complex was arriving up to the side. That's why they called it Termini. Inside the interior, the arena made with what? Sand. Why? We had a few events that was taking place inside. Imagine that in the morning they had animals against animals, then hunters against animals. During lunchtime, execution. Some people might be killed during the time. People that were kept in prison for a short time. And finally, in the afternoon, the best event ever. Tell me who was going to fight inside? The gladiators. Now, my dear, the gladiators. How many times the gladiators were going roof made with the sails? And look on the left-hand side. There is another area that's not visible. Exactly there, we had the barracks of the gladiators. The gladiators were passing underground. They were not visible when they were passing from the barracks into the Colosseum. Now, can you notice that a portion of the ring is missing? And those rings have in the underground where the animals were kept, the gladiators, until it was their time to come up. Now, what did happen? Why some portion of the Colosseum went down, went destroyed, they collapsed, earthquakes? Imagine that instead of the Colosseum, we had a villa, a garden, Nero garden, with a lake, and the lake was dried up. And they built on the top of the lake before, on the sand. That's why the soft soil let the part of the Colosseum collapse. Can you see the arch? There's the Constantine arch. Do you remember emperors? So 7 is a magic number in Rome. And look at that, we have in the best view. At one of the sides you can see that tower is a middle-aged tower built by another family. You know, in the past, all those very important families, they moved to Roma. They ended up to divide the portion of Roma. This is belong to you, this is belong to you, this is belong to me. And Mazzini, the father, one of the fathers of Italian nation. Okay? Because Italy as a country, of course, didn't exist. Thanks to someone like Mazzini, Cavour, and many others, we had the unification of Italy. And look at that, my dear. At the very back, you can see a huge monument in white with the 2 chariots on the very top, at the very, 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 very back. On the left-hand side, that is the Capitol Hill of Rome. By the way, where is the house of Nero? Why we are talking about Nero now? Why we have the garden of Nero built where we have into the Colosseum? Because his villa was descending from the top of the hill next to the Colosseum, descending on terraces up to the artificial. Okay, so this is a quite important place. So if you're coming and you're studying and you are someone related with the food and source of energy, you're gonna stay here. By the way, back to Nero Villa. So the Nero Villa was exactly on the other side, descending on terraces. I told you that unfortunately he had the damnatio memoriae. His memory has to be erased from history, and the emperor after him destroyed everything belonged to Nero, including his fantastic villa. And instead of the villa, they built the Flavian Amphitheater. We called it the Colosseum for one reason. It's a nickname, Colosseum. There was a colossal sculpture next to the garden that was representing Nero. But after was erased his face, and they just taking pieces from here. You need a sculpture. Let's take it from places like, Colosseum. Yeah, because they were just free. You pay something to the popes and that's it. You might take it where you like. Ma, Now, we still using this place for one moment that is very nice. Summer, opera concert. If you remember Pavarotti, Domingo e Carrera, do you remember that? They were singing all together. Do you remember the three tenors? They were singing in Caracalla. That was the fantastic, spectacular, background of them, the Caracalla bath. If you want that, you come back, enter into Caracalla. There's not that much left, but they have a fantastic tools, the virtual Googles. Enter inside, you might see as they were before. Caracalla bath, Maria. How many of you are coming from New York? Or you've been to New York? Do you remember the Pennsylvania station was impossible? Can you see it's impossible to climb the pyramid, no? And that is the way we have in a tomb exactly built there. We can visit, of course, inside is a proper Egyptian pyramid, something different, but still. If you went to Egypt, have you been? And look at the Tiber River! Finally, today is embanked, but in the past, when we are talking about the ancient Roman time, everything was at the same level. And that was a problem, or not. Then the four evangelists, St. Luke, St. John, St. Mark. Who is missing? Matthew. There is only mosaics. It's fantastic, isn't it? Now, you can see there are people queuing, but not that many. And today is everything blocked. Guess why? Some television. For that reason, everybody after the visit of St. Peter will come here to visit St. Paul. Question: do you think is a sinner? Is they under two, just in case, See. Now, normally when you come in these places, you don't see any queue. And that's strange, because it's a beautiful church. And inside this church, if you to Rome, you want to follow one of the events, the soccer teams, you go to the Olimpico. Olimpico is the stadium, and exactly in the area we have in the Mussolini obelisk. And now, Maria, the other building that we were talking about is the church. That they ended to build the church a similar shape to St. Peter, but with that